Hello everybody and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where today, guys, we gotta talk about the biggest series of the 2023 season, the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Texas Rangers, a little rematch of a potential 2016-2015 ALDS series, and this one has playoff implications. We're going to get into all that and other Blue Jays news and updates in this video. I'm your host, Adam Petto.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog, and it is officially playoff baseball at this point, folks. I mean, I know that we've been saying it, we've been throwing it around, but this is the biggest series of the year for these Toronto Blue Jays up until this point. Obviously, if we make it to wild card, we make it to postseason, that will then become the biggest series. But up until this point, this is that biggest series, man. And can I just throw out right now and just say, and you know, you can chime in on this too, man, this has been one hell of a roller coaster of a freaking season, because it was only like 10 days ago where we were chilling at a solid like 45%, 40% chance in the playoff odds. Now we have officially flip-flopped with the Texas Rangers, and now we are chilling at, you know, like 80% chance to make it into postseason, and they are down now. So it goes to show anything can happen at any time, man. 10 games from now, God only knows where we're going to be, but like what a crazy ride.
It's been a very entertaining season. It's been stressful, it's been exciting, it's been frustrating. I think that's probably the major feeling I feel is frustration. I'm not even going to lie here, folks, but it's been very entertaining, right? And you know, you have the Texas Rangers, who, when you look at their season, it's high, and now they are sinking. And I would be panicking if I'm them.
That's the worst.
Whereas with us, it's like, okay, we've come to expect this all season long. I just hope we end on the high note, because if we end on the low note, my God, I'm going to have a heart attack by the time it's all done.
I will put this out there right now. Texas Rangers fans, I hope that we whoop your ass in this next 4-game series. I hope that we sweep the hell out of you folks, but I also do feel for you. If you guys don't make it into postseason after running your division for like 75% of the season, that is pain right there. That is full pain and agony. So I do feel for you in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to get into the details on how exactly these Rangers, and if you watched Nick's video the other day, go check it out if you haven't already. He kind of goes into a lot more condensed detail, so check that one out after this, guys. But we'll talk about a little bit of that as we preview this upcoming series.
Let's get to a little bit of an injury update first, everybody. Eric Swanson coming back to the Toronto Blue Jays. This is a big one. Jay Jackson is going to be optioned to AAA. Swanson, he was on the IL, 15-day IL, so we have not seen him for a little while. And I just love him so much more in that pen because, and I'm gonna say it right now, Jordan Hicks for me hasn't really been the guy that I was hoping that he would be. I wanted him to be the Swanson 2.0 to do that role, to set up for Jordan Romano. And even though he has done it sometimes effectively, I just trust this guy that much more.
Yeah, I mean, you can get away with it sometimes when you throw 103. I mean, you see people chasing that 103 out of the zone because they recognize fastball, but their brain doesn't have time to recognize location, and then they offer these outside pitches. But the good hitters will stay patient, and they'll get their walks with Jordan Hicks, and I can't be relying on that guy in the late inning, the bullpen, whereas Eric Swanson, he's got really incredible command. He's got a deceiving splitter that he can work off of his fastball, even though it's not 103. It complements each other. Those two pitches complement each other. So him and Romano, those are my two kind of closing options. Hicks, you know, we can get away with him in the 7th and the 8th. But like, I really don't feel good about him coming into a 9th inning situation.
I obviously prefer Eric Swanson. Now, even though you guys might remember Swanson in the last little bit leading up to this injury, he was starting to scuffle a bit. I'm not too concerned because, one, he might have been dealing with an injury during that time frame. We don't know when this ailment started for him. We have no idea. And two, he was getting overworked like crazy, right? So even though this guy was hurt, he was chilling, maybe this is a good thing because he just gave his body a little bit of a rest. This can kind of be one of those, like, catalysts for him for this late season push. You just had half a month off, man, to get your body straight and to feel your best going into middle of September, late September, October baseball. So I'm hoping that he comes out on a freaking tangent right now.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of saw the same thing with Romano during the All-Star break when he hurt his elbow. Tried to work through it, then they realized we can't really have this happening. They made the additions at the deadline, which allowed the Toronto Blue Jays to put Romano on a bit of an IL stint and kind of, have him rest as well. So this is good news, guys. Bullpen was already great, but the bullpen's about to get even greater.
Yeah, 100%, man. Moving on to our next little piece of stuff that we want to talk about here, folks. Davis, goddamn, mother-loving, Babe Schneider. This dude is just so freaking good at baseball. You even got Talkin' Jake, the confirmed Yankees stan, coming out and saying, what the hell is going on? This guy's got some devil magic, and he does, man. When you just flash up the numbers here, they are so stupid. He's got a slugging that would be an amazing OPS.
Literally.
Right?
Literally.
That's just so stupid. And I asked Adam earlier if we can see Jose Barrios' numbers next to David Schneider, just because when you look at the WAR, they are actually identical. David Schneider has the same WAR as a man who's pitched 171 innings.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Dude, it's nuts, man. And I remember when he first broke out, had that big series in Boston. It was exciting, it was cool, but you couldn't imagine him actually put together another month of baseball that would be very good. And he did.
Yeah.
Why? Because he, like we mentioned before, he made those mid-season adjustments. He makes mid-at-bat adjustments. That's how you got to become a professional elite hitter. Now, if you were to ask me again, do I still think he's going to be batting, 370 with an OPS of 1.3 next year? Because at this rate, he's got a starting job every day with the Toronto Blue Jays moving forward. Do I think he's going to do this next year? No! Unless he's literally Babe Ruth, or Ohtani, or Aaron Judge, which I don't think you are. But if he were to somehow play next year and end up, with an OPS of the 850 to even up to 900, I mean, I could see it happening with the way he approaches his every day.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing. It's tough to just look at the stats on the piece of paper and say that this guy's going to be locked in incredible. But you're right, man. Like, the stats, they go with the eyeball test, too. We knew what his Achilles heel was. We knew what his kryptonite was. The entire league knew it.
Yeah.
They started attacking it. He said, nope, that's not going to be my problem anymore, and then started drilling those fastballs that he was getting upstairs and inside, and he was drilling those for doubles and home runs, right? So now the entire league is going, well, what the hell, what do we do? Like, that was supposed to be this guy's Achilles heel, and they're trying to figure out, and they just can't. So the fact that he's already made an adjustment just goes to show how you can mold this player, because we've watched some guys on the Toronto Blue Jays, fucking Kevin Biggio, for crying out loud. I've watched that guy. Now, granted, he's doing pretty well right now, but for 3 years, not making an adjustment.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy made an adjustment in his first 2 weeks of baseball.
I'll add another note to that. He made another adjustment, folks, because when I was looking at who did well this week, David Schneider, of course, was one of them. And here's the adjustment he made. He only got 4 hits this week. You go, what? Only 15 ABs, yet he played every single day. And you're like, well, how could that be? 7 walks. So what's the adjustment? Okay, I can't get him upstairs. Okay, well, I guess I got to make him chase. He's not chasing. Now he realizes, they now know I can't pitch this guy. So they're just putting him on. He, like, literally.
When did I say this? Because did I say this in the last Blue Jays Today show?
I don't know. What did you say?
I literally said that the next thing that he's going to have to deal with is people bouncing around him.
Yeah, trying to avoid him.
They're exactly trying to avoid him and laying off. I said that exact thing, and the fact that he did it this past week is just going to show how incredible and how just locked in David Schneider is. I'm so happy that he's on this team. He's made such a beautiful just concoction in the middle of that lineup for me. Yeah. And effectively, the second base spot, it's yours, dude.
Literally.
You have it for next year. And I couldn't be more excited to watch this man grow, develop, perform, blow up on the Toronto Blue Jays.
Absolutely, man. We've been waiting for that little, minor league breakout player. Never thought it'd be this man, but I'm glad it is. And welcome to, and I can't wait to see him not only finish this year, maybe even get a postseason opportunity, which he absolutely will at this rate.
Yes.
If we make postseason, but I can't wait to see him next year. I feel like he's a little road to the show player cooking. What can you do?
100%, dude. I could not agree more. With all of that being said, folks, we don't want to linger too long on the content before we get to this incredible series series moving
Yes.
with the Texas Rangers. So we do need to take a look at this past week, and we do need to crown that special list of awards, everybody. It is time to announce the J of the Week.
Yeah, Jay of the Week was tough this week, bro. There was a lot of players, and if you guys were looking, there was a bunch of different tabs up there of all these players really trying to break it down. Burials pitched 2 times, ERA of 2.77, 2 great outings. We won both those games. Kevin Gausman, 10 Ks, 8 innings, only 1 run. He looked like vintage Kevin Gausman we've been waiting for a while. We just talked about David Schneider, how he's so good. It's so tough, but we need to produce. We need to get runs on the board, and the guy who did that this week, that was Mr. George Springer, everybody. There he is.
To George, he did. This guy was popping off this week. I'm seeing some people in the chat saying Springer or
call.
Gausman. Yeah, literally, they were both incredible. But George Springer, I think you said it in the pre-show, 8 runs batted in.
8 runs batted in.
That's really
5 scored.
That's amazing, dude. We need George Springer to be that veteran presence who's going to be locked in down the stretch. If we're trying to make this postseason run legit, I need to see Springer freaking Dinger going crazy, and he was this week.
Bro. We need to have that combination of Springer and Gausman. Like, we got Gausman pitches at Jim, Springer carries the offense. Like, it was beautiful. This weekend, it was just beautiful baseball. You saw it on Friday.
Yeah.
Big clutch hitting was amazing. Then you got that game, and then you got a great game on Sunday, too. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We need that against these Texas Rangers, bro.
Let's get into that series, guys. 4 games against Texas. Can we flash up the wild card standings right now so we can just get a lay of the land? Now, you guys already know it, but we do just need to highlight this. Tampa Bay, Toronto, Seattle, and then Texas. That's where we're at right now. Texas not in it. They are out of it by half a game. I think at this point, even though anything can happen, you got to look at Boston. You got to look at the Yankees. And you got to say that you guys probably out of it as well. So we're not even considering them. It is a 4-horse race. Texas is in it. Seattle is in it. Toronto is in it. And Houston, God only knows what's going on over there. You think that they're probably going to stay put. But like I said, anything can freaking happen, man. So it is all very close.
It is very, very close. The positive stuff here, we are coming off the hottest part of our the easiest part, and we're the hottest team right now in baseball. 8-2 in our last 10. You have Seattle, who's been struggling, 3-game losing streak. Texas, they were struggling for a very long time. They're on a little 2-game winning streak. They won their series last weekend. So we got to take care of business because, again, we got a 4-game series coming up, right? Let me flash it over. You got a 4-game series coming up. We have to do work here. We're 1.5 game up. If we lose 3 of 4, which we cannot afford, that would mean they would gain 2 games on us, and they're right back in that wild card spot. No matter what. We cannot afford that. Splitting the series, that would be okay. We'd be exactly where we were. But I got to win 3 of 4, man. Because and we got to do it. We got to do it, bro.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, like, splitting, I'll be okay with that. Just because we do have the advantage right now. Like, we control our own destiny. You just cannot possibly allow the Texas Rangers to walk into the Rogers Center in the state where they're in right now, with the last month of baseball that they've had, and the last month of baseball that we've had, right? Very different. You cannot allow them to walk into the Rogers Center and to take games off of that. If they win more than 2 games, that is a travesty, in my opinion, from the Toronto Blue Jays. You have them right now, and we're going to dive deep into how they have them right now, right in a second, but you cannot possibly give up more than 2 freaking games. I'm also seeing a lot of people ask in the chat right now, are you streaming tonight's game? What are you streaming? We're going to be streaming Tuesday's game. We're also going to be streaming Wednesday's game, because this is that freaking critical, guys. So, like, we are going to be here watching along with you, not tonight, but tomorrow and on Wednesday. Let's take a look at our stats versus their stats in the last 30 days, kind of leading us into this series.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, you got to look at the last 30 days of any baseball team because it can change as we see throughout the entire season. On a good note for the Toronto Blue Jays, I mean, when you go look over at pitching staff, we're still one of the best in baseball. This is general pitching, right? This includes bullpen, and this includes the starting rotation right here, second right behind the hot Milwaukee Brewers. And then you got to go down a little bit. You got to go down. You got to find those Rangers. Where the hell are they?
They're down, dude. They're 25.
Holy crap. They're 25th in baseball. This is huge. pitching is going to come around and be the deciding factor for any baseball team, whether you're going to be a good playoff team or hell, you're even going to make playoffs. And that has been the problem with the Texas Rangers. In the last month of baseball, their pitching has not been good. I know you made a video talking about this. It has not been good. Their bullpen has been one of the worst parts of their team, and that's going to be something that the Blue Jays has to take advantage of late in innings.
That is the big difference, folks. It all comes down to the bullpen because the 4 starters that we're going to be up against, they revealed those earlier this week. Oh, yeah.
I got it over here.
Flash that up. So the 4 starters that they have, Dane Dunning, Max Scherzer, Jordan Montgomery, Nathan Eovaldi. All of those pretty solid pitchers. Not a single one of them has an ERA below 4. So all of them are below 4. Yes, all of them are below 4. None of them are above 4. So they're all been having good seasons. Nathan Eovaldi, even a Cy Young candidate, he is popping off. So their starters are good. That number from the last 30 days, it is majorly coming from the bullpen. And when you look over here, when you see where the Toronto Blue Jays are at compared to them, we have a bullpen in the last 30 days just shy of 4 at 3.92 compared to the Rangers, who are just imploding. 5.87 ERA from that bullpen. They have blown games left, right, and center. And when I was in that video, when I posted that, when I said that the most important thing for me for these Toronto Blue Jays, you need to stay patient. You need to work the count, because if we can run up the pitch count on their starters, and if you can get Dane Dunning, if you can get Max Scherzer, if you can get any of those guys out after 5 or maybe even less than that, we can get to that bullpen. That's where we win the game.
That's it, man. That's got to be the key to victory. When we go live for these games, when you're watching tonight, we're going to watch tonight. Absolutely. Even though we're not going live, absolutely we're going to be watching tonight. You got to be seeing in the first inning, you got to get that starting pitcher over 20.
Yes.
Whenever you see a starting pitcher get over 20 in the first inning, you know you're going to have a good... I will sacrifice... you can have an 8-pitch strikeout.
Yep.
I'm okay with that, because right now you got to play smart. Get those pitchers out, and a lot of those pitchers have been kind of scuffling lately. Max Scherzer, they trade for him from the Mets. He's been scuffling. You got to be able to attack him, just like you would attack anybody else. Get to that part of the bullpen, and if you could do that early, game 1 of the series. This is the playoff series, folks. Game 1, that's going to affect their bullpen down the line. They're going to force to play some of their good guys in close situations, and then you want to be able to have them force their hand, put in a guy who's been struggling with runners on. You know, you got David Schneider at the plate. You got to be able to force that situation down the stretch.
Exactly. Like, I look at this series, and the way that we need to attack them, I think you have to look at it as a marathon, right? This is a war of attrition. If we are playing for a long period of time, we are eventually going to beat them because we're just better. Our team, from a depth perspective, is simply just better, right? It is a game of stamina. They lost one of their best players, Adolis Garcia, leading the American League in RBIs with 100 ribbies.
That's crazy.
That is a massive player to lose. He is not in there anymore, folks. And our offense over the last 30 days, it has been better than the Texas Rangers as well. In fact, on every single category, the Toronto Blue Jays have been better in the last 30 days than the Texas Rangers, dude. I like where we're at a lot. The one thing, and this is the one thing, right? This is the one issue. This was the same storyline, and I brought this up in the video too. This was the same storyline that we saw with the Seattle Mariners series in the wild card last year. Home field advantage. We're better on paper across the board. We've been playing better. Everyone thinks that we're probably going to win. We're in a really, really good spot right now. And when the lights get bright, we screw up.
That's it, man.
We have to come clutch, dude.
I'll be honest. These kind of Toronto Blue Jays, I have yet to see when it's like, all right, it's time to win now. Whether it be a postseason or a meaningful series, they haven't won. I mean, you could argue, they swept the Royals. It's like, come on, that's not bright. No one's looking at you. You're looking at yourselves. But now you got be posting about you, right? Texas Rangers know what this series is. If they want a chance of getting back into a playoff spot or even just picking up games to get back in their own division, they have to beat us. We have to beat them to secure it. So the lights are in bright. Like the Royals, again, to compare to the Royals series, they don't care. They're not fighting for anything. They're fighting for their own jobs, so they're cared about their own individual performances. But we care about us. Now you got them, Max Scherzer staring you down, saying, "I got traded this team. I gotta put up." I got the whole Rangers nation looking at me, looking at this series. I got to put up. I'm going to give you my best pitches, and now you have to put up your best ABs in this series, right? Work them, like we said. It's going to be bright.
Well,
they got to be able to do it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, when you really walk through and you really evaluate it, we just got a bullpen guy off of the IL. They just lost one of their best players to the IL. We have dudes coming up from the minors who is having literally the best start of a career ever. We've been better on offense recently. We've been better in pitching recently. Our bullpen's been way better. Our record's been better. If we lose this series, it is a massive choke job.
Absolutely.
Oh, right. We're also at home.
Right, exactly.
Everything is lining up right now for the Toronto Blue Jays to win this thing. We just can't freaking choke. This has been the problem of this team for the last few seasons. Will these young kids turn into veteran baseball players, proven commodities? We're going to find out in this incredible 4-game series, man.
Yes, we are. Real quick, I do want to flash up the starting lineup just so we get a look, right? Again, no Adolis Garcia. You've got Simeon Seager. That's the 1-2 punch. Lau, he's been incredible. Garver, Grossman, Tavares, Heim, Smith have all potential to pop one occasionally, so they're really good. Smith, he's okay. And then over here on the Blue Jay side of things, look, you're even talking about like that narrative of just highlighting how we have everything coming for our favor. Like, we got Brandon Belt back in the lineup now, too.
Yeah.
Springer has been hot. Bichette, you got him back. He had a great series against the Royals. Guerrero's been clutching hot. Belt's been one of your best players all year. Schneider, the up-and-coming guy. Cavan's been giving you run support. Kirk, hell, he's been hot recently.
Yeah.
Varsho, he's had moments. I mean, Varsho's the worst of this lineup. Kiermaier was up there for Jay of the Week last week. He had a big clutch home run in the last series. Then Chris Bassett, when you're best starting pitchers. Time to win, boys.
Yeah.
That's enough said.
Well, I mean, 2 weeks ago when there was no Bichette and there was no Belt and Chapman was on the IL too, like, I was looking at the top 3 in our lineup and I was thinking, what the hell is going on? Now I look at the top 5 and I'm going, okay, you guys are all hot right now. You're all back. You're all healthy. I like it a lot. So, yeah, I like our chances. Let's dive deep into the matchup by matchup now and give our official predictions. So
let's flash it over, shall we? Let's do it.
We're starting tonight, everybody. They got Dane Dunning. Yeah, actually, flash out the tweet. There it is. Yeah, so here are the pitchers, folks. So it's Chris Bassett going against Dunning. Then you're going to have Ryu, who's been incredible, going against Scherzer. Kikuchi going against Montgomery. And then Gausman versus Eovaldi. Ace versus Ace. What do you got? What are you thinking for this one?
You got to imagine. Chris Bassett's been pitching so well. Dane Dunning, however, has also been pitching pretty well. Oh, my God. Okay, let me just start with the ones I want to lock in. I think I'm going to lock in the Tuesday Ryu versus Scherzer. Scherzer's been scuffling. However, that's the problem. Scherzer can turn it on, like I said.
It's also Max Scherzer.
It's Max Scherzer. He can turn it on when it matters, and it really matters right now. Oh, my God, man. Everything kind of lines up for me like a split at least. But with that bullpen, it's been atrocious. It's been one of the worst bullpens in the league. These starting pitchers go toe-to-toe on any given day. The lineups go toe-to-toe. I'm going to say 3 or 4, and I think the one we're going to lose, honestly, this might be a hot take because of how bad he's been recently, but I think the one we lose is Tuesday with Max Scherzer.
Wow, so you did a full 180
The full 180. I'm doing a really hard, weird prediction because it's going to be Max Scherzer locked in. He's going to do it. He's a veteran. He's going to be dominant.
He is pretty crazy, man. I like the 3 out of 4. I think that we are going to do it, and I think that we're capable. I think the one that we're going to lose, if we're going to lose any, is the Yusei Kikuchi start on Wednesday. Jordan Montgomery's been pretty good at baseball. He was actually targeted the Toronto Blue Jays. I would have loved it if we would have picked him up because we wouldn't have had to face him now in this critical series. But still, yeah, if we go 3 out of 4, everybody, that would put us, like, just solidify that playoff spot for us, man. You'd have Texas really starting to fall out of it, which would feel incredible. And I kind of need that buffer room because when we look to the end of this week, guys, you're going to have 3 games against Boston who have whooped our ass in the season so far. And then the remainder of the Blue Jays season for literally the rest of the year is New York and Tampa.
That's crazy,
and I know that New York is kind of out of it right now.
They're doing better as of late.
They still have had our number, and Tampa Bay, we cannot beat Tampa goddamn Bay.
It's very
so, yeah, it's not like we're going to have an easy stretch for the rest of the year here.
No, it's not. Well, and obviously, man, that's crazy. Just a little, like, kind of zooming out, 3 more weeks, guys. That's it, guys.
Yep.
It's no more like, oh, we'll get them next time. No, it's now.
No, this is
now,
the
man.
biggest series of the year.
Literally, it
Yes.
is. Hence the title,
Yes.
everybody. It's the biggest series. All right, so let's talk about that Boston series. Go 3-4. We're predicting it. Boston, we've got Burrios, who's been very well, who's up for J of the Week this week, up against Bello, 3.68 ERA, little young guy there. Bassett coming back again against Crawford, 4.36 ERA. And then on Sunday, we've got Rio going up against Pivetta. I think an easy 2 out of 3. You got to take 2 out of 3.
You know, I do
You're
really
gonna say-
think so. For whatever
Sweet.
reason, I'm thinking that we might lose here just because it's Boston.
Right.
But I'm just not going to predict that because I can't be. We can't be
No,
doing that. No, we can't be doing that.
No.
So I am going to also say that we win 2 against 3 against Boston. And if this prediction holds true, then that would mean the Toronto Blue Jays are going 5-2 on the week against some potentially wild card-esque teams there in Texas and in Boston. And if you go 5-2 against that competition, you're starting to look really good.
Because now you got 85 wins. And again, in the last final 2 weeks of baseball, you got 12 games. If you want to get that magical 90, well, I mean, you could lose. You could lose 5 of 7, but we won't want that. So if you go 6 of 6, I mean, it's not ideal, obviously, going into the postseason, but you feel a lot more comfortable. We can get 5-2, 85 wins. Now I'm feeling very confident that, yes, we are going to make playoffs.
Also, kind of a underrated storyline here. If, for instance, they did go 5-2, they have 85 wins. I don't know what Tampa Bay's doing this week. I'm not sure where they're at. But if they kind of lose this next week and keep it close with 6 games against them, there is a tiny shot there. I'm just throwing it out there. There is a tiny shot there to potentially take the number 1 wild card. I don't even know if we want it, just because then we'd still need to play at Tampa Bay anyways, which is currently what we're lined up to do. And I know that a lot of people are saying, hey, I kind of want to have that 3rd wild card spot so we can take on the central winner, which is currently Minnesota, and I do agree with you. However, we do not have the luxury to be playing around that, just because I don't want to get knocked out, man. So I'll take the 2nd wild card if we get it. But hey, I'm throwing it out there. If Tampa Bay struggles, we have an opportunity to potentially even move up even further. Crazier things have happened.
Let's see. What if we gain 2 games on them? Then they're 5, because right now they're 7.5. It'll be 5.5. And then if we sweep them,
well,
take care of business, we would get.
If we, I mean, even if we took 4 or something from them, and they crush the Yankees. Look, it'd be tough.
It'd be very tough.
It's probably not going to happen, but you never know, man. I didn't think that Texas would be in this position. I thought Seattle was dead in the water. I sure as hell didn't think that Baltimore was going to be good this year. So you never know.
You never know, guys. Hey, and shout out to whoever that was. I think we're covering it right now, but shout out to whoever just subscribed. We got 146 people in here, guys. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button, folks, because we're going live, like we said, for these Texas Rangers games tomorrow. Wednesday and Thursday, we'll be doing a recap video on it. And then we're going live Friday again. So we got 3 lives coming up this week
in
for
the next
baseball.
4 days, guys.
Crazy.
So, yeah, we're going to be live a lot watching the games with y'all. We now need to get to our next segment of this video. But first, we got to shout out the sponsor.
Whoa! Time for your daily Betway breather. A quick reminder that the best place to bet is on Betway. Must be 19 years of age or older to play. In collaboration with iGaming Ontario, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content.
Spinning, fortune, baseball, colorful, future determining, stat analyzing, and it's a wheel that we spin every week.
It is, in fact, a wheel that we spin every single week. Although from here on out, it might not mean a whole lot. If you have been riding with Team Nick, you're feeling pretty good. You're feeling pretty good right now.
Team Adam, this is it. This is the end of the road. With 3 weeks left of baseball, even if we did take all 9 more categories, I'd only be 33. We'd be right there, but just not close enough. I took a little look back at our last few wheels, and we always ended around that low 30 mark. So this is your best. Number.
Oh, this is my best performance,
forever.
Wow. So I'm having a career year now. Walking away with the 3rd title. I don't know. I guess the spinning fortune wheel. So I'm feeling pretty good about this, guys. But we're gonna keep playing because you know what? I want to rack up numbers, and I want to embarrass Team Adam. So whose week is it?
It is my week now because you got to pick The dudes. Because you had Schneider twice.
Schneider will do it, man. Schneider will literally do it.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's see which one are we getting first here. We've got OPS for the boys. Well, you know what I'm doing here.
I think you gotta.
It's pretty obvious.
I think you gotta, man. I can't believe that this AAA Buffalo boy is locked in for the OPS category. But you're damn right he is.
Babe Schneider.
Babe Schneider's going straight on to Team Adam. That feels like a lock for you.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, I mean, George Springer was pretty good this week. Is George Springer going to start turning around? It's possible. It's Kevin Biggio's good this week.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Springer.
Kevin Kiermaier's been good this week. Holy moly.
I'd probably go with Springer if I were you. That feels pretty good.
I am thinking. Well, what was his OPS real quick?
It was in the 5 games. So it doesn't count the Monday.
Right,
I had to go look for it. It's 1.041.
Okay, yeah. I'll lock in George. Hell, it doesn't even matter anymore. I already freaking won, man. I'm just racking up wins here, folks. Let's go, George Springer. Yeah. I'm gonna twist the knife a bit here, guys.
No, well, I got babes. I don't know, bro. If I can come back to make it 30, even get 30, I'll be like, all right. I thought a little bit,
you put up a season, right?
I put up a season. I tried.
Numbers.
Here we go. And we're gonna get the RBI category now. This one I'm gonna leave. I am gonna leave for you. Because the guy who led the RBIs last week was the leadoff hitter. So
yeah, you really you never know, man. I'm just a hateful ass, so I'm gonna take Davis Schneider to ruin your day. Because you got to imagine if he leads it in OPS, so if I lose the OPS category, he'll probably have a crap load of RBIs.
Potentially, right? So, unless he walks up a ton this week and he's elite, Dave Schneider.
That's true. That's true.
I guess in that regard, middle of that lineup, obviously Springer put up numbers. Where are we?
You got Brandon Belt back. That's an option.
Belt's back.
Vladdy's batting third. Bichette obviously is always going to be good. He's batting second.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Those are like the dudes,
Those are the dudes.
Those are the guys, really. And then after that, you'd be kind of taking a flyer on like somebody down low. Like Kirk was been very good at baseball recently, obviously.
Yeah.
David Schneider's going to be on in front of Kirk, so that's possible.
Bo got 2 RBIs last week in his limited time. We got people saying Bo, Springer, Kirky. I'll go Bo. He's fallen under the radar a bit. He's right there. He could drive a man. He could score. He could put up. Springer get on. He could score. Screw it.
All right, Bo Bichette for you, man. You get the final category. What is it gonna be?
Let's see. Give
me something Team Adam can walk away with.
Give me pitcher. And this time I'd actually choose Gosman. It is gonna be our starters.
You're gonna get it.
Okay, but who do we got coming up? It's gonna be the Rangers. Ooh. Who's going up against Boston's still a good offensive team too.
I don't think you
Both
can
of them are tough.
Man. Yeah, just pick one. They're all good.
Give me one start against the Rangers. Give me Kevin Gosman. I'm gonna get back on that train, man.
Yep. No, I think that's like 100% reasonable, dude. Kevin Gosman had a really good start this last week. He looked phenomenal. And I like that. I feel the Rangers are beatable at this current moment. I really do think that the Blue Jays could put in freaking work. I'm almost wanting to go there too, but I mean Barrios is also pretty damn good at baseball. That is a freaking thing.
You got Bassett against them, Ryu, but Ryu goes twice. Ryu and Bassett go twice this week.
That's the thing that I don't necessarily love. You know what? Honestly, screw it. For the memes, I'm gonna get me some Yusei.
Let's go.
I'm gonna get some stocks of Yusei freaking Kikuchi.
Let's go.
I'm up by 12, guys. I can fire the darts that y'all wouldn't. And hell, even Leona saying Yusei.
Yeah,
hell,
exactly.
Yeah,
Let's
dude.
go.
I'm all in, baby. I'm all in on Yusei Kikuchi. So
let's go.
There you have it, guys. That is our prediction for the week. We are thinking that the Toronto Blue Jays are going to put in work against these Texas Rangers, and they got them, man, because it is the biggest series of the year. If we, God forbid, get swept, don't add us. Don't.
Man, I'm going to be crying, bro.
There might be a little hiatus of content if we, God forbid, get swept, man.
The next 2 weeks is going to be screaming into microphones. Like, what the... Like, and then when I watch the games, like, you have to.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you have to now.
It'd have to be like a 12-0 stretch after that.
Yeah, we have to sweep the Rays.
Yeah.
We have to sweep the Yankees.
Yeah,
That's too much pressure.
We can't be having that, everybody.
Nope.
So let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, everyone, about this upcoming series.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching.
And
Go Jays, go!